Awesome. So, first of all, my name is Raghav, and I'm the founder of the Debate Club. And every Saturday, 11 a.m., we have the weekly debate, and then Wednesday, 7 p.m., we have these brainstorming sessions. And our goal is to basically talk about something actionable, and then figure out what to do about this. So this week we are going to discuss how we're going to, increase the debate club. I mean, like the kind of grow the debate club because like it's been a year, like pretty much exactly about a year. In November 2023, we started, and it's been like a year and like 2 months, let's say. And we are like growing as a community, and there are a lot of things that are happening. A lot of people are actually interested in what we are doing, and I think that it's time for us to actually create like a vision for how we're gonna grow as a community because there's a lot of interest right now. So that's the reason why we are here, and so I'm just going to this is going to be more of a verbal conversation thing, and I want all of us to contribute to this conversation. We're going to look at exactly what are the things that we're going to do to change the image of the community, and also how are we going to actually follow through and do what we need to do to get there. So first of all, before I lay out the agenda or things like that, I want to hear from others. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think this is something that you have ideas about to contribute?
Hi, am I audible? Am I audible?
Hi, Chandra. Yeah.
Hi, hi. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Related Happy New Year to everyone. Uh, I want to make sure that I'm completely audible, that you can hear me.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm so sorry again if you're not able to hear me. I'm just left office and I'm at a cafe for this call. Thank you again, Raghav, for setting the agenda, and thank you everyone else for joining the connect as well. Uh, my thought, how can we upscale this, is primarily by engaging content, that is, the number of events that we are having and how we are able to publish that to the correct parties, right, in a way that we are able to articulate uh, that conversion in terms of our footfall. So that's one idea from my end. I open the floor for others.
So Chandra, just to be clear that as to what you're saying, you're asking us to like conduct events and then like promote those events to larger number of people.
So Raghav, as you already know, I am the owner of Event Private Limited. We do conduct events all around, for sports events, debating events, all around, right? My purpose of telling that we have engaging content was actually to uplift the community by giving them all sorts of events that is related to debating club, right? That can be related to trade, global trade. We can talk about sanctions. We can talk about global geopolitical issues, right? So I meant that in that aspect.
I see. So you want us to conduct events in various topics, like basically intellectual
Absolutely,
discussions on various topics.
absolutely, absolutely.
Got it.
So
Got it.
one of the events that we have planned was in the month of March, 15th and 16th of March. It's a simulation of United Nations, model United Nations. I'll go into depths on a later stage. Let everyone contribute. I want to hear everyone's thought. How can we upscale this club or this community?
Sure. Sure. Did anybody else have anything to say?
Hi, Raghav.
So,
I think Sachin, you
yeah,
had
Sandeep,
had your mic.
continue, Sandeep. You can continue. I will speak later.
Okay. Uh, yeah, so Raghav, I think there should be some kind of, uh, like an SOP that we should have. Let's say if we have scheduled a debate for the Saturday, right? On the topic and what are the points that needs to be covered. And after the debate, we obviously would have spent like 1.5 to 2 hours on it. And what is the outcome of it? That is, what is the quality of the debate that we had? So that kind of we should have some kind of a consensus, like, okay, this we have reached to a next level or certain point that we have contributed to some kind of a quality, you know, conversations. That's what I mean. Like we have been doing this, but I think we have to evaluate our own the way of doing it, and we should set a scale. Okay, is it the quality of debates and quality of brainstormings has been improving, or do we have a goal way to reach? So I'm looking in a certain way that we have like a tangible way of looking at our own, growth curve, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
you want us to have like quality markers that we are measuring about the events that we are conducting, and we want to keep increasing that.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So I think Sachin, did you have anything?
Yeah, so I want to speak. First of all, good evening to everyone, and especially to my friend Sandeep. I met him last time, and we had a very good conversation, and I enjoyed it. And now that day I decided I will regularly join. So I definitely agree with the Sandeep point of Sandeep that we need to have some quality markers to ensure that other people enjoy. And other reason I would say is that last time I joined some session conducted was by some girl. I don't remember name, and I felt like I it was very boring, to be honest, and I had to leave because the format of the debate wasn't something very engaging. So yeah, that's a valid point, I think. But I have a very different point, different view of drawing. I want to put my perspective. First of all, what we need to understand is who are our audience. Like many people join debates on TV news, other some different kind of people are joining debates. For us, first of all, very first, what we need to understand is our audience. Who are our audience? Like last time I met some UPSC guy here, so we need to understand the purpose of guys joining here. Are they here for intellectual entertainment or some just for building some connections? And so first, when we define a particular persona of our audience, we can think later and think about it. So first step is identifying audience. Who are our audience? Once we know our audience, we can adapt our delivery or our product set all debate club according to the expectations of our audience. Second step we can take is define debate club. What debate club stands for? The values we have, are they aligning with the audience that we are bringing by this all marketing from Meetup and WhatsApp? And so we need to ensure that exactly that the audience we are bringing, either we need to adapt it to our audience or we need to change our audience, like whom we are going. So we need to first identify our audience very well, then according to that we need to make changes to our product. Third step is, it's not an explanation, it is a question to you, Ado. What is the meaning of growth for you? Like what you want to grow it? Like do you want to increase uh, some number of audience? So can you tell me what is the meaning of word growth for you?
Okay. Yeah, I think we are talking about definitions here. So thanks for adding that, Sachin. Does anybody else have anything to contribute before we go ahead?
Hello. So, what is the difference between the allied group and this normal one?
What is the allied group? What are you talking about?
No, no,
Yeah, he's talking
in our
about like
No, I think
what.
I think I think I think he's talking about elite group there.
Elite
Separate
group.
elite
one.
group,
Elite. Okay. See,
elite group.
okay. First of all, elite group is basically like a group of people who are really interested in the core activities of the debate club. So it's like it's just like an exclusive group. People you have to pay to get in. It's not a large amount of money, but yeah, you have to pay to get in. So that shows your commitment to what we are doing as a group. But that's nothing.
Okay.
It's not a special thing. It's just just to get people who are long-term members of the group into like a smaller group where
Oh,
we have like more discussions about like how to take the group forward. Anyway, okay, actually, I think we've had enough inputs to like go off of. So I'll talk a little bit about like what exactly we're going to be doing here. So I think one of the things we have talked about is like the definitions of what we are as an organization and what we are how we should measure our progress. So first, let's lay down like what we are about. Okay, so we are and we are a community of people in India. Predominantly, right now we are based in India. Maybe one day we'll be global, but right now we are focusing only on India. We're a community of people in India who want to foster um, intellectual, um, foster a space for intellectually nuanced conversations. That's about it. Honestly, this is all of it. We are just like a group of people who are trying to like bring a certain high quality conversation, like a high quality space for intellectually nuanced conversation that is not an echo chamber. Okay. Um, High quality intellectually nuanced conversations involving people from opposing viewpoints. And that's it, and we want to do this on a large scale. We wish to engage people in bidirectional intellectual discourse at a large scale. So we don't want to just be a platform where people come and like spectate other people having conversations or like just consume what other people are talking about. I want people to come and like in large numbers to come and like have a space to say what they have to say, as well as like consume what other people have to say, and oppose that all in a respectful manner. And yeah, and in terms of audience, we literally want to take anybody.
So
oh,
Raghav, here I have a couple of pointers, if I can. Is that
Sure.
fine?
Yeah.
So, going back to the observations made by Sandeep about SOPs, quality assurance, and the engaging conversations, it's a very valid point. When I myself attend these events, the quality is something which is very questionable. uh, a, a pivot over here would be, or a problem with this circumstances was primarily that there are a lot of people that are joining up the first time, right? There's a knowledge gap between those who are experienced and then those who are still a beginner, right? If you're able to understand that, you'll be able to understand that we are to accommodate everyone. So to make sure that we are delivering quality at the same time creating engaging content, we have to align ourselves with the most recent topics that's happening around the world. For example, let's talk about legitimacy of Taliban ruled Afghanistan, right? That's something that everybody has a brief idea about. That's something that everybody knows that's happening, right? So that's my first observation for Sandeep. I think that's something that we can find a resolution towards. Second thing, what Sachin said was again related to what Sandeep was trying to build on, was that events are boring and there's a regional issues, right? And who are our clients? Now that's a very interesting question asked by Sachin over here, that uh, who are our clients? So I'll just walk you through a little journey of mine. See, debating or all these extracurricular activities, they primarily help build some of the soft skills, right? And these soft skills are primarily which helps us as an individual on a longer game. It helps us articulate complex perspective into consensus. It helps us forge clarity. It helps us move in a direction that where we want to end up at, right? Lastly, I think Sachin also said about footfall expectations. What are the footfall are we looking at? So I think the best solution for that would be to directly and traditionally approaching the institute, the premium institutes that are out there, and however we able to incentivize them to join us I think that's the vision I have to expand, and just I'm open to feedback. If there's any questions for me in terms of clarity that you have want to ask me, please let me know. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So may I speak?
Yeah, Sachin, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So you say wrote that we want to take everyone,
I,
and
I
in
didn't get to
my
finish it. I didn't get to finish what I was gonna write.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I'll finish this and then you can comment on it because I don't want you to have a wrong impression of what I was trying to say. Anyway, so
okay, okay, so
I'll explain what the audience is in my perspective. There is there is like
okay,
different stages, as in we're not going to be able to attract everybody at every stage. So we will have like different kinds of people that we're attracting um, at different stages. So at this stage, right? See, eventually, like our vision is to we want to attract anyone interested in high quality discourse to come and join our let's say community and have varying levels of um, events or activities that interest di- different different groups within the community. So when I say this, right, like there are certain people who are only interested in consuming really elite level conversations. Okay, so these are like elite consumers. These are people who wish to listen to people at the forefront of the domains, converse and debate a certain topic. So, for example, right, like let's say that there is a very hot topic, and what we'll do as an organization is we'll bring in people who are at the forefront of this domain. Okay, so I think this is something that will probably like cost us some amount of money where we like putting in
yeah,
money
yeah,
to invite people, and
yeah,
we are actually having them represent the different opposing viewpoints, and then they go at it as experts in the domains, and like this like
yeah, yeah,
on a monthly basis we can conduct these kind of conversations which will put it on our as a video podcast on our YouTube channel, and that'll like
yeah,
attract some some a good bit of audience because like these people that we're inviting they will have their own audiences, and we can basically
yeah,
promote the events across their socials so that like they promote the event and we as grow as a community. So that's one thing. And there's also people who want to just like like they're not interested in being consuming elite conversations, but they are interested in being part of their own conversation. So they come in with their perspectives and they want to engage with people of the opposing point of view. So these are like I would say interactive.
Just an addition to that, Raghav, is that I think primarily what we need to build is a value proposition, a comprehensive articulation of our what we bring on the table for the other individual, and how we're able to express the same to individuals, groups, and collectives. Is that I think correct?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean like yeah, I mean obviously everybody that we're involving, right? They need to have a clear incentive as to whatever it is that they're doing for the ecosystem. Whether it is a speaker coming to our event as an expert speaker, or if it's a member in the community, or if it's a volunteer, or if it's a sponsor for one of our events or something. Everybody has to have a clear, incentive for what they're doing. And I think if we do something like this, right, like for example, inviting a speaker, there is a clear um, advantage for them because like as individuals, they are always like interested in like flexing their publicity, like public presence, and maybe like reach a wider audience. Maybe they want to educate the people about a certain area of interest for them. So they will have their own like takeaways from partnering with us. And initially, we may not be able to get the biggest names, but we will get people who are in the early stages of like establishing their public presence, and we can start from there, and then we can as we move forward, like we can have like more frequent of these kind of events, and we can attract bigger names as we move forward, as we build a brand for ourselves. So I think one of the biggest goals that I say that we have for 2025 is build a very um strong brand with high quality events and public presence, and conduct high quality.
Hi, I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah.
Could you please repeat the last? I think there was a disconnect.
Now, just saying that build a very strong brand with high quality events and public presence. So, yeah, like I think, yeah, it's just that we need, like, for right now, at least for 2025, we need to focus on building a high quality brand, because, like, the kind of people that we can bring in depends on our brand. If people are, like, if you are, like, investing in brand awareness, and people know us, right? There will be, like, certain point where even the people who are reputed will actually be interested in joining in our event and being a speaker at that thing. So we need to focus on elevating the brand perception and brand awareness.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So
See,
may
I have a point. Yeah, please go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah,
Please.
continue.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
Chandra,
Please go
continue.
ahead, Sachin. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, I have a question to you, Radhav.
Uh,
So are you sure that you are attracting the right set of audience? Because I have seen a UPSC die here. There were just 3 to 4 guys in that meeting, and I was one of them. One was UPSC guy, and then, like, you need to understand that to attract right audience, if you have that vision, either you adapt. Only there are two ways: either you adapt to the customer, or you bring the right customer, which aligns with your vision.
See,
So for that, I have a idea.
Mhm.
Please conduct a survey, a small survey using some Google Sheet, to identify that you are attracting the right set of customers. Without quantifying values, it is really, really hard to identify that if we are attracting right set of audience or not. If we suppose we attract UPSC guys all the time, I don't think it will benefit in this vision. So that's my point. We need to make sure that we are attracting right set of customer. Only then there will be a mouth to mouth marketing.
Yeah. So I don't know how long you've been following this, Sachin, but see, we've been doing this for a year, right? Like, we see qualitatively, we see a lot of different kinds of people, but you're right. We have to have, like, a very quantifiable data set in terms of, like, the division of the demographic and things like that. So maybe we'll come up with a form. Actually,
Raghav,
let's create a certain action item list here. Yeah, go ahead.
just in addition to what Sachin said, I think Sachin, you're absolutely correct that we do require surveys and feedback loop, right? That will help us keep that adaptive edge and keep us dynamic at all times. Uh, but the way to deliver that is something that we need to work on, because we can't arbitrarily put it out at the open market, right? I think the best way to do that is to run a survey after when an event has ended, right? What went wrong, what went good. Let's quantify that. Now, coming to my
Yeah,
second
I
point.
agree.
Right. Thank you so much, bro. Second point, we need to understand the market share. What is the space we're dealing in? What is the market share? We need to come up with a quantifiable data which can be mathematically evaluated, that this percentage belongs to these events, it belongs to these events, this set of events, right? Because in this way we are able to target our approaches, that how are we able to express our priorities towards which ones to prioritize and which one to lack on, right? Although we will go with a full spectrum coverage, but I think that's my thought on this. I hope Sachin I was able to help you.
Yeah, I agree with you exactly. Except last point that you said, we need to cover everyone. I think we need to focus.
That's true. See, at an initial stage, you're absolutely correct that we need to go with a certain set of specification about what do you want to achieve, how are we going to achieve it, and where are we going to plan to do that, right? But on a longer longevity run, we need to make sure that we are able to focus on each set of events, right? Because in that manner we are able to give value to extracurricular activity that is being respected by others, at the same time reframing from deducting that respect, right? That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. In longer term, we need to get different type of audience to scale. In short term, we can focus.
Yeah.
Raghav, am I allowed to speak here?
Yeah, Shamanta, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt that the vision should be so clear. Whom are we engaging? How many people are we engaging? Like, people we can't expect. Like, who are we engaging and what is their interest? If we understand what the audience's interests are or the participant interests are, then we can easily figure out what the vision. We can easily frame the vision for the organization or the debate club. Once we come up with a vision, then we can line up the events in the sense that what are all the topics they are interested in, so whereby we can easily scale up and we can also understand the progress by assessing whether we have reached the vision or not. So unless or until if we do not know what what type of debate the people are expecting to have, or on what topic they are expecting to have, then it would be difficult for us to analyze or quantify the progress of the of our events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I want to slightly tweet last participant's message. Sorry, I missed his name.
I think everyone's. Please go ahead, Sachin.
Yeah, so if we see, only there are two ways. Either we adapt to our audience or we change our audience. So when we figure out like who are our audience, if then you need to decide either if suppose that audience turns out to be UPSC people, so then you have to make a decision. Do we want to become a platform for UPSC guys or people who are looking to socialize? So are we a platform who help audience to socialize, or are there people who are intellectual? And so if we change our product according to uh, our audience, then we may need to change our region, or we second option is that we change our marketing our audience acquiring techniques in such a way that we acquire right set of audience according to the vision written in the left side of screen of Raghav.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll set the broad context for this. Okay, first of all, the reason why this community even exists is that we want to create a space for people who are who are like or who have an independent mind. First of all, okay, this is
Yeah,
like a growing number of people. They're starting to have like they're not just like consuming content and just like parroting what they hear. These are people who are having their own thoughts, and sometimes when people have these thoughts, right, they want to have like
yeah,
a place to go and like exchange and like understand what other people think about this, and have like a safe space for civil conversation, where like you're not just shot down because like you're disagreeing with other people. This is what happens anytime that you go online, right? Whether you go to
yeah,
Twitter
yeah,
or YouTube or Reddit or whatever, the moment you say something that
yeah,
is not popular in the space that you are talking to, you get shot down by the people who are forming that echo chamber. So we are basically
yeah, yeah,
community. Can see whoever is like saying yes, right, just wait a minute. Let me finish and then you can speak. So the thing is that we want to create a community where people can come and freely express their point of view, and actually have other people also like contribute to that. Even if they disagree with it, they have to respectively engage in constructive conversation. So that is what we're trying to achieve. And I think that for 2025, like I think we can narrow down our audience to like let's say people, youngsters, okay, like let's say um anybody anyone under 25, students, um college, students in college, or um or school. and also,
So I think Raghav, I totally agree with your point when you said that we have to respect the audience and we have to make sure that we refrain from disrespecting their beliefs and their opinions. That which brings me to Sachin's question, which he has put out, that who are our audience? Do we change as per our audience? Do we change, or do we just set the precedence by say that we are going to do it this way? And if the customers want to come on board, please do. If they don't, they don't. Right?
okay, I want to like reframe the language here. First of all, customer, this, that, like, you're talking about as if we are building a commercial product here.
Right. Right. Right.
We are
So
not. We are
if
not. And just to put an end to that line of thinking, right? We are not going to like modify our agenda to meet the satisfaction of what whoever we're considering as the customer. That's not how we're going to do it. We
no,
are going to
so
create this.
what I was
Different-
trying to communicate was that those parameters kick in when we are monetizing, right?
yeah.
When we're not monetizing, I think I'm totally in agreement with Sachin that we can definitely go at this trajectory. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so we are not like trying to monetize right away. Like, there
Absolutely.
will be a point in time where the only way to actually make this scale up would be to like, productize what we are trying to do. Right now, we are not at that stage. The core agenda is always about like, creating that space, because that is a solution to the problem statement. Because like as an intellectual in this society, I feel left out when all I see is that like, noise channels, everybody's like publishing propaganda, and there is no space for us to go as unbiased individuals with exploratory mindset, having a space to actually interact with others in the similar space. So that there is a void there, and that's what we are trying to fill up. And eventually there'll be a if we do it well enough, we will be able to like figure out a way to build a product out of this, and that would be monetizable. And until then, we are not going to be talking about in terms of like customers and what are they getting out of this. We are basically see, there's a reason why all of you guys are in this call. It's because
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
actually create an intellectual atmosphere, and that is they are the customers. It's not about like how old you are or how what is your motivation. Maybe actually I've seen a lot of people come in purely for the sake of like improving their communication skills. And then there are some other people who are more intellectually bent. They're not just looking at it as a educational exercise, but they're looking at it as a way of like expressing themselves. There is a lot of different kinds of people, and they all find value in this if we do something of high enough quality. Okay. So that is it. And I see that a couple of people have raised their hands. So Abhay, I think you had your hand first up. Can you go ahead? Sorry to keep you waiting.
So, hello everyone, good evening, and happy Makar Sankranti as well. So, my point is something that we need a serious candidate rather focusing on which stream or which background he has. If he is serious, he's coming at every Saturday at a particular point of time at 7 o'clock, then we have to welcome. And and another point, in every topic we cannot have all the points, but in some topics we have to listen, and some topics we can speak. So what I am trying to say that we cannot judge that someone is preparing for some kind of examination, then he is not we cannot he has not we cannot he's restricted to get into this club. So we have to, for this club we need a the holistic we need a holistic conversion. That's why, and that's why we need a people from all background.
Okay, thanks, Abhay. Sandeep, do you have
Yeah,
anything?
so sorry, Abhay. Sorry, 1 minute. I have a call. I will speak later.
Yeah, Sandeep, go ahead. Sandeep, you're on mute.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to propose a solution,
Mhm.
and that would be like, is it a can we create a page or a platform where we have like speakers profiles, and it is like a mutually contributing progress. What are the kinds of speakers contributing to the debates or brainstorming, and then there could be profiles that they are they have their own how you say, traits, I must say, like, and maybe they'll be rated by the other speakers, or like they have like their own profile that what they are, interested in. I myself don't, participate in all the debates, right? So I myself doesn't participate in a lot of brainstorming sessions. So I'm trying to say that instead of getting into a dilemma, what are our, target audience, or how do they drive our agenda, or our agenda drives what we are trying to, what kind of audience we are trying to attract. Why don't we let the natural instinct, the natural way of, people are getting into it, and then if they are interested, let the ball roll, by itself naturally, because the way people are, contributing to the topics, or like let it evolve naturally, so the outcome comes obvious. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Sandeep. So actually, this is how we've been doing it. Okay, so I have no interest in, like, funneling certain groups of people into our organization. That's not how this works. The whole, since the inception, the way we've done this is basically let have it open, and whoever finds it interesting comes and stays. We are just gonna go and execute this vision, and we're gonna include people in, like, shaping up this vision, because we are a
Yeah,
community driven platform, as in, like, we are taking community members inputs in deciding how what we do with the platform, right? Even this whole
yeah,
session is all about that. So this is how we are doing it, and anybody who's willing to come and shape this up can come and do this. There is no, like,
yeah.
restrictions, as
So
long
in
as
addition to that, what I'm trying to say is to make it more tangible, and to make it more, let's say, I've been here for like 3 months, but I don't have like that kind of, I mean, like, I'm not saying that recognition or something, but there is a, if there is like, uh, the self way of reflecting, okay, these are the debates I have attended, these are the contributions I've made. So it becomes like more of a, it becomes more of a solid way of looking at the past, and how I project myself into the future of the, debate club as such. So it becomes like a platform where people can also grow their own profile, and also let the debate club profile also, grow according to the, views of the participants. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna, like, I have another call to go to at 8 p.m. And I'm gonna, like, say a few things that I've been planning. First of all, I want to, like, launch the, like, a platform like this. Actually, this is what Sandeep was talking about. That's actually an already, like, there is a plan for us to do this. And actually, we were supposed to launch it a while ago, but I have other priorities in my business. I was going to build a platform where people can come and, like, participate in large numbers. Actually, it'll have its own um, like, space, because, like, we're doing things on Zoom, and Zoom has its own limitations. So
Yeah.
we're going to build a custom platform where we can come and join, and it'll have built-in measures for privacy and things like that. And people can have their own profiles, and depending on what kind of, they can also propose topics, and they can conduct events, and they can do all kinds of things. So this was a way for us to scale up the community, because, like, with the Zoom calls and things, like, at a certain point it becomes really difficult to conduct, like, a scalable event. For example, imagine we had like 500 people join this call. It would be a nightmare to coordinate and moderate. But if you had an automated system that is, like, where there is like a automated moderation bot or something like that, it will take care of all of those things, and it would be easy for somebody to actually participate and benefit from that. And so those kind of things we want to achieve it in a platform. But the thing is that there was no clear monetization strategy there, and that was the reason why we cannot proceed further, because, like, without that, like, you don't really have a
See, if I may,
yeah.
see the issue with this process about automation, about bringing in the tech, is that most of these events, right? If you look at from a strategic point of view, right, from the market shares, the events that we are right now becoming or wishing to be part of, like such as debating event, these events happen on a very small scale with a very limited budget, right? Uh, we have to make it very feasible for them, so that we can integrate that. So I'm just adding on to that. If you're building a tech, it has to be very feasible and financially reasonable. But this at the same time, it should have that user base that I think which you are very well listed out in the very first sentence only, that you were trying to scale up the community. So I think, yeah, I'm just adding on to your point.
Yeah, so one of the, see, again, talking about this platform, this is something that has been in the talk for a long time actually, because like there is a risk of plateauing if we don't actually like do something bigger. So this platform is something that where we can implement gamification features like Sandeep was talking about. Um, Somebody who's participating and contributing should have some kind of an incentive coming out of it, whether it is like in terms of like a reputation on like an online reputation, or whether it is in terms of like some kind of like bragging rights. Because like as much as you may think it's trivial, like internet websites having these kind of like karma points or some kind of a reputation that actually matters to a lot of people. So for example, if you had a debate club community and you had like different members have like different number of points depending on how many events they participated in, how many kudos they got from other members of the participation for an event. There is a lot of scope for gamification over here. So building a platform allows us that freedom to do that. So we are definitely going to do this. And as part of like we are also planning to build a brand. Okay, so we want to get maybe investors on board or like some kind of a party to sponsor our platform and all that. So we need to create a strong brand, and we are like actually considering um, like changing up the URL. So we have this domain called tdc.live. So TDC stands for the debate club. So we are planning to like have this as one of the things that we will achieve certain new like a new brand. And also we have a new logo. Um, and we also want to promote our subreddit. So we have some plans for like promoting our subreddit. By the way, I want to show you guys the new logo and I want to know what you guys think. So if you can see my screen, so I have like two separate logos. I mean, like it's just the same thing with different backgrounds. And you can see here, it's basically, it looks like quotes, but it also looks like two arms trying to wrestle each other. So it's like a wrestling of like words, you can say. So this is the new logo that we are planning to use. What do you guys think?
It looks nice, I guess.
Yes, it is good. I know you can add a tagline under the logo, so it also increases its
Yeah, yeah.
effectiveness.
So yeah, we will figure out a tagline, but
You know, in the Sanskrit quote, there is a famous Sanskrit quote like tamso ma jyotirgamaya, like from the ignorance to the to the to the knowledge, the journey of ignorance to the
yeah,
knowledge.
I mean, I'm planning to basically like ask the community like as to what we believe would be the right um tagline, and we can
No,
go with.
I think that the one which Abhay said is a similar line. Like people are coming here and engaging in this discourse or deliberation to enlighten themselves, right? So we can have such kind of thing.
Sure.
But it,
Uh,
uh, sorry to interrupt,
mhm.
but I think a Sanskrit language will be problematic to scale because lot of people don't understand what is the meaning of it, including me.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
That's a valid point. So that's why we will have a discussion about this in the Vivada channel, talking about like what like what kind of a tagline we can have. And one more thing is like along with the brand, right? Actually, we want to start doing partnerships. Um, and this is where, like, for example, Chandra Das, right? Like he's the founder of Event. Event is a private limited company, and they are basically into the event space. So they are planning to conduct like debating events. They are creating like institutional partnerships. So they have like a lot of like college campuses and schools that they are partnering with, and we will be like a brand partner, and we will also like try to bring in participants. So in March, in Chandra, you can talk about this. March, you're planning for an event, right? Paid event.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in March, I'm organizing an event, right? I'll share the details on the group later after this call. Primarily, it's a simulation of United Nations, where we are talking about geopolitical issues. We're talking about legitimacy of a statehood. We're talking about anything which is ongoing and currently on a global affair level, right? That's what I'm doing. The page will explain you more. But my company is primarily about creating and curating many events, right? And these range from very much like from your sports event, music concerts, to debates, to art, to fashion, to anything, right? We're there. We're starting off with debating because I started my career in this space with the same thing, right? So I have my inclination towards that. So I'm pitching for that. Other than that, I'll be sharing the details over the WhatsApp group. And if you want, you can personally reach out to me if you have some questions. And yeah, that's it, Raghav, if that's all.
Yeah.
Raghav,
So
I have one more thing to say. Like, shall I? Like,
go ahead.
you were talking about, yeah, you were talking about this creating this as a brand and bring more people, propel more people to join us for the discourse and the discussion. I have one issue here. Like, the thing is, already we have these many numbers of people as our members or the people who are there on our group, but they are not at all participating in many ways. So I think that that can be an impediment for us to build as this as a brand. And I have one more, like I have the solution for that also, in the sense that we will understand why they are into this organization, or sorry, why they are into this club, and what are they expecting from this club. Like most of them are not participating because they might be thinking that the topic might be not might be uninteresting. Some of them wouldn't be having time for them to spend for this discussion. So we'll understand why they are not engaging or participating in weekly events. So whereby we can understand what is the impediment, why are they, so we can also engage themselves with themselves more to build us as a brand. Because if someone is joining from outside, if a person is thinking to join our club, then he thinks that how many people are there, what is the nature of the club, whether how many are participating or not. So we can have that credibility by just like bringing our own people into post. Is what I felt. Like as we are thinking in terms of scaling it as a brand, scaling up as a
Yeah.
So, sorry for interruption. As Samanthang said, we can also filter the participants. After end of every debate, if we filter it that two or three speakers are at good at speaking and at its point, then we can promote to the elite group or some other group. Then we can have a
Absolutely,
good.
Abhay. I totally agree with your narrative here. But this feedback loop will be run only after the event has been done, right?
but
Like
here,
just
before that, we have to ensure them to join the event, right? That is the problem here.
no. So what I'm pitching for here is that we can, arbitrarily run an feedback loop for other events that are being conducted, right?
Hmm.
Chandra, you are on mute.
I also, sorry,
I'm sorry, I
I
just got
also agree.
disconnected. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that a lot of events that are happening, and we can basically, we can use Townscript, all events, and other platforms. And as a matter of fact, we can just get the contacts of the ones that have participated to get a very robust feedback, and that will help us, make sure that we have not done it right. We don't do the same mistake when we are organizing an event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, may I speak?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I also agree with the last point that we need to give some status to people who are good at it, good at speaking, and who are actively participating and are capable of hosting events. I think you are building a brand, and you should build a team out of these so that you can organize more events as you, and you should assure that in long run they will also get paid if you earn the money, so that will benefit you. Build a strong team. You can filter out like a few people. Like if you organize 10 meetings a day, you can't do it on your own, you need other people. So that's
Yeah.
my point. I invite others to disagree.
Yeah. Filtering people by after participation, that's good. Like it makes sense. Why? Because before only if you filter them just by removing them from the group, then it doesn't make sense, and it sends a very wrong message for the community as such. Yeah, but the thing is, how can we make them participate is the question. Like only especially if we see this brainstorming session, like I knew that
Yeah.
there are many people in that group. But only fewer number of people are participating as such. I don't know for what
So
reason. Yeah,
Okay,
we have
so
to understand why they're.
so, sorry for
so
interrupting.
what I so okay, a bit continue.
Okay, so for maximum participation, we can collect the small amount of money from that. Before participating, if we collect 20 rupees, if you participate, then we will return it for your participation. But if you don't participate, it will take as a penalty. So it will
So
create then some sort of
so
seriousness.
so I sorry, but I have a very different opinion to Abhay. I think it will drastically decrease the number of participants in the group. See, as of now, there are only 8 participants. If you start charging, you won't have any participants, believe me.
That's true.
And like,
See, okay, I'll add some points on this whole thing about filtering and like how do we ensure the quality of participation and things like that. See, the only way to do this is, see, if you start like putting a barrier, like saying that okay, you have to pay 20 rupees, you make the fee even 1 rupee, right? It'll like look different to people, because then they'll think that okay,
yes,
they're trying to like make a profit out of this and all this stuff. So I there are a lot of like like really low quality attempts at monetization of communities, and the moment you hit a paywall, right, the quantity of people decreases drastically, and the whole point of having a community will be defeated. So I don't believe in if you are monetizing it, right, you have to have a very high quality event. Something, for example, like what Chandra is doing like for March, right? He's creating a paid event where you're getting paid participants, but the participants will get a certain prize money as well for the event. So if you create things like that, right, you will definitely attract the right kind of audience because the incentives are right there. But if you start charging people without a proper incentive, then it becomes like unattractive for a lot of people. And a lot of things can be solved if we do this part, like create a platform with profiles for speakers, members get recognized for their participation activity. If you have a reputation system, right, you'll definitely attract the right kind of
Just an
quality.
addition to this would be that, so guys, I have 8 years of experience in this space, right? Every event that I organize comes with a certain level of quality, and this quality assurance is basically stemming from how are we able to get confidence from the audience to me, right? How are we going to have that movement, right? You can only have that movement by trusted incentives. How do we incentivize them? How do we make sure that they are on board with on the same page? Sachin, yes, you have something
so
to say, please.
yeah, so I have to. So on the point, sorry, I had a call, so I had to disconnect. But last point I remember it was like how to get those participants to speak who are not speaking, है ना? So one Abhay suggested that we need to charge them. I think that's not something that will work. I have a very different opinion and a different solution. See, any person who is coming to debate club has a motivation. He is leaving that YouTube video, comedy video of Samirana and coming to debate club. He had some kind of motivation. So first we need to understand his fundamental motivation. What was his motivation of coming here? Then what we can either he is shy of speaking here, or he is having some kind of he is not getting enough opportunity, or we need to motivate him. So first understand his fundamental motivation, and then see what are the roadblocks that why he's not speaking. If we should give them opportunities, like if you, like some people who can't speak English, we say okay, okay, speak in Hindi, no worries. So I think that will work better. We need to understand their fundamental motivations, and then we need to read roadblocks. people are shy of speaking wrong grammar in English and speaking
Well,
like
I have a even more different perspective on this. I see. I'm not. We are not like a coaching institute. Okay, we are not here to like make people be better speakers or more active participants. There is already an existing population, like a group in the population, which are ready to actually engage and speak and contribute. What we need to do is we go and reach out to them. It's not about like making the inactive people active. That's not our job actually. Okay, we have to cater to people who are already existing prospective members who would find value in being part of the community. So those are the people we need to attract. So actually, the way that I see it, we have to create this platform for sure. But besides that, we need to create like high visibility public activity that is a funnel for new people to join in and make use of our community. So this is
see
something that I'm planning to do based on like I said, the high quality video podcast where we have like high profile speakers coming in and like talking about a certain topic. So every month when we do something like that, we are like making our brand more visible, and we will like attract the people who can be active. I don't care about some of these people who are joining a WhatsApp group and not really contributing. That's up to them. I don't know why they.
Can you mute this person? There is a lot of disturbance coming from you.
Who's that? What's that?
It's Venkat Narasimhan.
Okay. So, so I think I hope you understand, like that. See, one of the things is that we're rebranding. That's an activity. We are creating partnerships, and then we are creating this platform on the side. Actually, I have a team working on this. They're not the best of my staff, but they are working on like a platform. We will like look at maybe like the mid of 2025. We'll
Raghav, I'm so sorry
product.
to interrupt. I have a connect very soon.
Sure. You have to say something before you leave.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was really nice talking to all of you. It was very candid. I think we did come upon some agreements about quantifying things, making sure quality is there. Again, my humblest thanks. I'll be posting on the WhatsApp group that we have about the event that I'm running. Uh, feel free to reach out to me in case of anything, right, guys? Again,
yeah.
thank you so much for flagging your availability today.
So
So
Thank
Chandra,
you.
please post it in the brainstorming group. We will also talk about like how do we actually promote the visibility of this event and get more
Certainly,
registrations.
certainly,
So
certainly.
post that first, yeah.
so one
Perfect.
case. May I connect to you, Chandra?
हाँ बिल्कुल please connect with me. You can find my number. I'll just put it on the chat box right here. uh, Please feel free to connect with me. This goes for everyone. Again, thank you so much.
Thanks, Chandra. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, so may I share my opinion?
Yes.
Yeah. So, see, my purpose of joining here is to improve my communication, speak. So I'm part of one of the
Venkata, your
co-sponsors.
your voice is like very crackly, man. It's like breaking up. I think that your mic is moving
Hello,
a lot.
hello. Is it audible now?
It's audible, but yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Venkata, please go ahead. Okay, I think he's having some issues.
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yes, it's been audible for
Yeah.
a long time. Just go
So
ahead, yeah.
yeah, I've been hearing the conversation regarding the participation and then inactive participations and also. But I think primarily I just come across this group in some WhatsApp or somewhere. I think Meetup or I don't remember exactly. But I felt like this is a good platform where I can improve my communication skills and then speak some impromptu and then spend some 1 hour to improve my English and all. So in that way, that was my expectation. So I was not aware like whoever is organizing what is their main motive behind this group. But as per my understanding, maybe my suggestion is like you guys can have levels of meetings. So one is for beginner level. You may conduct these kind of brainstorming sessions, and then once people are you feel like quality of the people whoever want to improve or who is better at uh, discussing and debating, maybe you can promote them to next higher levels. So maybe that could work. So it's my opinion. Yep.
Sure. Yeah, these are all things we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just sharing my thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, like I actually I wanted to leave at 8, but I can take a few more minutes. But basically, to summarize, right? Like I think we've talked about like summarizing the vision of the organization. Actually, it's very simple. We're just trying to create a space for people who are intellectually mature to come and have a have a space where which is not affiliated to any kind of ideology, because the moment you do that, right, like it becomes an echo chamber, and so suddenly you start like isolating yourself from certain perspectives, which we don't want to be. We want to be like a neutral platform that is there for to foster this intellectual spirit of like free and open exchange of perspectives. And yeah, so narrowing down to the 2025's objective, right, like we're going to try to attract people, young people, and we're going to try to engage them actively. Definitely, like by the end of this year, we will be launching this product. This has been on the works for a while now. So we will work on this product, and we'll also be creating this video podcast series at, involving high-profile speakers, so that like we can actually grow our community. And we are going to be rebranding. We are going to be like having a new domain. TDC.live is this new domain, and new logo and tagline and new website, and promoting a subreddit. So actually, one of the things that we want to start doing is like have an active presence on Reddit, because Reddit is actually a great way to have a public presence instead of having a exchange of thoughts on WhatsApp. If you can do this on Reddit, right? Like it actually becomes more visible, because WhatsApp is not a public platform. As in, like you people can join in, but it's not a visible. It's not going to show up in search results and things like that. So we will be trying to promote the subreddit. Actually, this is something that we are kind of struggling to do, because like even though we started our subreddit a few weeks ago, we haven't really been getting any activity there from the members. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas as to like how to promote the subreddit. So we can talk about that.
I think Raghav, the subreddit is like it's been historically like how you say exclusive, geeky kind of. That's how it started, right? It has a history of uh, contributed by a lot of internet geeks, and then it turned out into some kind of a popular thing in the West. I'm not really sure, but if it's Indian sub Indian in the Indian context, it is even I mean
It is
viable to do it.
Reddit is a huge thing in India, man. Like I don't know if you've seen r/India, or like there are many popular subreddits where people hang out frequently, and there is a lot of activity going on there. I think
Yes,
we
there is a lot of activity going, but the topics and the uh, uh, the conversations that go through in those are like usually like uh, random things. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but what I'm
there is
trying to
there
say
is
is that
all kinds of conversations. Like there is like more casual kind of things. Subreddits are basically like topic oriented discussions. There are like serious
yeah,
subreddits. There are like casual subreddits. There's a lot of things.
yeah.
So
So is
yeah,
it
it depends on.
specifically if we are driving down, if we are drawing down like a specific debate club kind of a theme, and then expecting the subreddit to grow, is it could it even work?
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah,
we are.
that's it. Thought,
Uh,
yeah.
no, yeah, for sure. I think that's a valid point. Like we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I think if see one of the things is that like there is a mechanics to make a subreddit popular. It doesn't matter how useful it is. It's about like eventually are you getting the right kind of people involved, and is it like creating a space for us to have a productive conversations. That based on that it will grow. But the thing is that like some of these subreddits, like they are like topic-oriented discussions. There'll be like subreddits for example, Bangalore has its own thing, Chennai has its own thing. So everything that goes on over there, uh, revolves around that particular subreddit topic. But for something like the debate club, there is no such thing. We are here more as a space to have like intellectual debates. So that is it. So it's not bound by a topic or anything. So anybody can come and like talk about anything of interest. But the thing is that we have to work on making it popular because it's not going to grow on its own. We have to like create content and popularize that content, and it'll naturally grow. Like Reddit will automatically push it to more people. It'll suggest the topics to people. So that's how you grow.
Okay, and I'd just like to ask, I have to leave now, so I just have a little question. Do you have a timeline to launch this platform, or is it still in works, or do you have a concrete timeline to do this?
So, like I said, there is no money going into this right now because like I'm doing it with like the help of volunteers and stuff, and they are
Okay.
like learning on the process. So the main incentive for them is that they are doing it for free, but I'm teaching them as to how software development works and all this stuff. So it's
Okay.
really hard to like get a very specific timeline on this, but we are planning to launch maybe like mid of this year. Um, so it's a very straightforward platform when we launch the MVP. But
Okay.
the goal is to have a viable platform that is highly gamified. So we'll
Yeah,
be launching
exactly.
maybe like in mid this year, and obviously the idea is not to um, you know create a low quality platform that anybody can do. We want to create a really high
Yeah,
quality
okay.
platform, and that's what's important. So I will be working on this. This will take some time, but when we launch, it has to be proper. And once we launch that, right, a lot of these problems will go away in terms of like
Exactly.
evaluating users and how to engage them. Even like getting metrics on who's joining and who's not, and all these things we
No,
can.
even I think if there are like 10,000 people and only 10 people are joining, I don't think it really matters because it doesn't mean that those who are not participating will not be participating in the future. It depends on a lot of other factors.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
So I
uh,
think
yeah, I have to leave.
yeah, this is constructive session. Yeah, we have. I think most of us have to leave now. But any closing thoughts from anybody else? So if anyone else has any thoughts on like how we move forward, right? Let's actually contribute in the brainstorming channel in the debate club. So in the WhatsApp channel. So thank you so much for joining in. So we'll catch up on Saturday. Okay. All right, guys. Bye.